Hello, YouTubers. This is part two of Stolen Land in Live Oak, Florida, Suwannee County. Now, I must start off by saying my mom, Mary Gaskins, this is her opinion and her perception, as well as her interpretation on how her land has been stolen from her in Live Oak, Florida, Suwannee County. Okay, we're just going to rewind a little to Barbara Hobbs. Okay, so my mother, Mary Gaskin, is in the record book as owner of the property still today, 4.5 years later. However, her taxes continue to have previous owner's name, Armintha Springfield and Mayola Calhoun. My mother has to go to the previous owner's home every year to collect tax documents so she can continue paying her taxes on time on property she was kicked off of. Mary Gaskin has paid a total of 9 years of taxes. You know, I thought if you paid more than 5 years of tax on a piece of property, it automatically belongs to you. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm probably wrong. I'm not sure. But you know what I'm wondering? If Reverend Gloria Ford was so interested in this piece of property, why haven't she tried to pay the taxes in the past 9 years or even before? Now, here's a little tidbit. Reverend Gloria Ford was able to deed estate land to her daughter, Chandrese F. Loper, about March 2006. This is public record in Suwannee County. This appeared to be an illegal transaction of estate property. My understanding is the land was never probated and divided among the children of Jerry Calhoun. Yes, Jerry Calhoun does have estate land, just not the property my mother purchased. As well as, again, Reverend Gloria Ford 1992 affidavit states she is not related to Jerry Calhoun. So why and how is she able to give the land to her daughter? How was Chandrese Ford able to get a tax deed in her name? But my mother, Mary Gaskins, has to continue to pick up her tax documents from the previous owners. It seems to me that every chance Reverend Gloria Ford gets, she tries to circumvent the law to suit herself. Now, this sounds very crazy to me. Has anyone ever heard this before? Another interesting point, Reverend Gloria Ford and Jeffrey Calhoun are siblings. Now, don't confuse him with his father, Jerry Calhoun. If you look at Jeffrey Calhoun 1997 tax deed, Ali B. Calhoun is stated next to his name, as well as with a foreclosure hearing in 1997 with Jeffrey Calhoun. How can this be? She has been dead since 1991. She had no husband and no children. Now, I did not know a dead woman had to pay taxes or be in the middle of a potential foreclosure. Because Reverend Gloria Ford will not agree to the terms that the other heirs have agreed to, although she should not matter because of her 1992 affidavit, according to my mother, Barbara said she should just give Gloria what she wants and make this go away, because if Reverend Gloria Ford isn't happy, no one will be happy. Barbara Hobbs advised my mother, Mary Gaskins, to give Reverend Gloria Ford at least 3 acres of the land and wanted my mom to pay for the land to be surveyed out or she would not proceed. Now, my mother told her that this isn't the law. And Barbara responded, "I didn't say it was the law, but if you want to live in this town, you live by their rules." My mother then informed Barbara Hobbs that she promised to take her before the judge so she could tell it all about the 1992 affidavit, as well as other ways that Reverend Gloria Ford has circumvented the law. Barbara Hobbs stated, "Why? Do you want me to put Reverend Ford in jail?" And my mother replied, "If Reverend Gloria Ford's hands are dirty, she should go to jail and I should get my land." So until my mother agreed to survey out 3 acres of her land and give Reverend Gloria Ford first choice of whatever part she desired, Barbara Hobbs had nothing else to say. Okay, so to sum it up, Barbara Hobbs had original owners sign a notarized property deed over to my mother, pay for original owners probate Ali and only Calhoun, paid for an additional more detailed title search which came back with the same information. My mother, Mary Gaston, also feels that Reverend Gloria Ford defrauded the courts because her and her brother, Jeffrey Calhoun, knew that their father didn't own the land and had my mother, Mary Gaskins, in and out of court for over a year. Okay, here's a direct statement from my mother, Mary Gaskins, and it says, "I have put over $90,000 and have done all surveys, all title search, 3 in total, prove that Reverend Gloria Ford has lied in her affidavit in 1992. Miss Lillian Henderson provided original deed from back in 1944 and continued to pay taxes on land now in 2010. I am not allowed to be on the land I purchased. Can I be wrong, or is there some misconduct going on in Suwannee County? Is it because I'm an outsider? That is what I have been told by both of my attorneys. I thought Florida law was for all of Floridians and not excluding Suwannee County, Live Oak, Florida." And the reason why my mother is asking for help is she feels she's not getting any justice in Suwannee County, Live Oak, Florida. I just found out that Barbara Hobbs is running for circuit judge, which is very shocking to me. In her bio, she mentioned, "In 1998, I went into private practice and began to represent landowners whose properties were being acquired by various governmental entities through condemnation." So, she will tackle and fight the government, but a local woman, Reverend Gloria Ford, in Live Oak, Florida, it appears that Barbara is running away. Is this how she's going to handle problems if she becomes a judge? I hope not. Barbara Hobbs' judicial philosophy. She states, "I was indoctrinated with the concept of justice long before I knew I would make it my career choice. I would grow up to become a respectable adult with a solid work ethic, just values, and an active contributor to our respective communities at large. These lessons are the foundation on which my judicial philosophy is built. As a result of my humble beginnings and life experiences, I have learned that everyone deserves to be treated fairly, regardless of their station in life. I believe that a judge should be fair, just, and humble. I believe further that a judge should absolutely follow the law and should possess life experiences that will give him or her an understanding of life situations and how judicial judgments can alter the course of each individual life." Barbara Hobbs appears to have disappeared after October 2009. Once Mary Gaskin refused to relinquish any parts of her land, Barbara Hobbs refused to take any of Mary Gaskin's calls. full $10,000 by my mother and gave my mother empty promises. She informed my mother that either she was going to get her land or her money. Instead, my mother is practically homeless. She has to sit across from her land that she purchased. So is over $90,000 just flushed away? Does everyone profit from this land but my mother? The previous owners, lawyers, and this woman, Reverend Gloria Ford? While everyone is sleeping and living comfortably, my mom is living in a home that is not hers. She cannot really move anything. She has to just look over at the property she purchased and know that she spent over $90,000 trying to get her land. The stress is really getting to her now. She is a fighter. She has held out for over 4.5 years, hoping someone would do the right thing. Barbara Hobbs speaks about her work ethic and fighting for the little people. Well, she left my mom out there to fend for herself. 4.5 years later, my mom still has no property, and out of all her money, which has been spread out between Barbara Hobbs, another lawyer, George Blow, and the people that own the land. And what does my mom have to show for it? Nothing. My mother feels that she has been ostracized from this little town, and she wants the wrongdoings to be exposed about Live Oak, Suwannee County. So if you have any comments, good or bad, please leave them. And thanks for watching.